Good morning, all my dear panelists. I welcome you all to this Nveiled panel meeting. First of all, I would like to thank you all for being my panelists, and let us begin with this session, this interactive session. Well, I think I have got to learn a lot from all three of you. Three of you had been my inspiration in different meetings. Arti was one person who gave me this baton of SAA. She was a great mentor. But let me begin with Mayuri ma'am. Mayuri ma'am, you're always very active in Toastmaster Club. Well, while you have started, you must have been a different person. And I'm very sure that by all the learnings you have got in Toastmaster Club, you must have reformed as a leader. So I would like to ask you, what is your biggest learning in this during this journey of Toastmaster?
Thanks, Aditi, and hi, fellow panelists. It's good to be here on a session where we can just share our experiences. Aditi, to answer your question, what has been my biggest learning? I don't know if I can name one. There have been multiple learnings. And since you talk about leadership, so I would say that as a person, before I was a Toastmaster, I used to be very impulsive and not think before I would open my mouth. Toastmasters has taught me to reflect and respond and not react. So that is one big learning that I have had at Toastmasters. The second big thing is to start listening. I think it goes hand in hand with being more receptive to others' views. So yes, in leadership, these two traits, I think I have gained the maximum.
Wow, that is a great learning, I think, to be a listener, to be a good listener. So that transformation is really great. And to some extent, a service, it is very, very implementable while we are going for service leadership as well. Because a person who listens, who helps, is a service leader. Right now, let me go to my next panelist, Arti. Arti, you were a great mentor, right? You gave me this responsibility of, of course, you taught me how to do this responsibility of SAA very efficiently. Now, SAA is a role where you need to be very active. You need to always check if meeting links are present, if all required material is present or not. And of course, you had been a SAA in physical mode as well. And of course, responsibilities are much more in physical mode, right? So of course, SAA works in helping organizing all the events, of course. But how do you think this role of SAA actually helps in growth of any club?
So I'll start with my very first time when I took as a role of SA in year 2018. Just pathways was rolled out and we all have to go on pathways. And suddenly it becomes a responsibility of a SA that whatever the meeting material you have to be given to all the role players has to be done by the SA. And that's how it realized that now it's more not only the responsibility of a mentor or the VP that what they have to do and how they have to create a value through the meeting and the members has to learn, but the essay to run that smoothly. And that's the responsibility gave me like a boost that yes, now this is my responsibility. It's not only that arrange a meeting and give the feedback forms and book a room. And it's not only that, it was more than that. And that's how I started learning pathways and I started helping out then members. My VP that, okay, we can do this also. Other clubs are doing like that. I have learned this, I have read this. And this is how my leadership started over there. I taken a learning because of my responsibility. I started taking learnings and then I shared with my fellow members, not only within my club, but the other club members also. So it started with that. And I'm really happy I took that responsibility and it became if a force or something, that energy came in me that I'm still driving it until today. And I'm really happy for that.
Wow. So, Lord, you have taken up a lot of responsibilities, of course. That is very well visible, and it's great. Means you are an inspiration even now for me to run everything very smoothly. Now, coming to my next panelist, Toastmaster Brajesh. Toastmaster Brajesh, as we take these roles of office bearer and even SAA, uh, we get to learn something extra, right? Apart from, of course, when we are a speaker, evaluator in meeting, doing different roles, of course, we learn certain things. But I think that learning is more when we become office bearer, because now responsibility is double. Means whole club is on your shoulder, right? And whatever is your performance will be performance of club aspect. So because we have so much responsibility, we get to learn a lot. And you also must have learned a lot during this journey. So what are your learnings from your role of SAA, which you think you have applied in your professional life or your personal life, and things have improved in your life, in your professional or personal life because of that?
Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to tell that Mayuri ma'am was the one who, who provided me the SAR role. And she was the one who taught me that, being a SAR, what needs to be done, because SAR is the role in club that most of the people avoid that, because it requires you to be on time and before time, basically. And, most of the time people, because you have to carry so many things, you have to get the room ready for the meeting. So the first thing I've learned that, I do not complain, even if nobody is taking the role, if nobody is coming forward or nobody is on time. I go, it has been 3 years. I've been a part of the Nagpur Toastmaster Club. Still, Mayuri, and we can easily relate that. I'm still being a VPPR, but still I'm doing a role of a SAR, because it's something, I want my club members to be there, and I want them to be performing. I want them to be learned. So best part is that I have learned, and which I applies in my professional life as well, that I stop complaining. Right. If I have got a job, even if nobody's doing that, I'll go and do that. So this is something I've learned, and this was something which was Mayuri ma'am actually, introduced me in the club, that Brajesh, being a SAR, there are many things. You will be the one who will introduce the meeting. You will be the one, you will shake hands. You will be more like, it's something, you bring energy to the club. So this is something I do in even in my office, in my professional life as well. So yeah.
That certainly must have helped you bringing life to any place, right? So that is something which actually can create wonders. It brings a lot of energy, and so of course it creates a lot of things. So to some extent, I think that SAR role is the best example of service leadership, because a service leader, basically this concept is about a selfless kind of leader who provides everything to others. And of course, I think that SAR role is similar to that, because we provide different materials to all club members so that everything works efficiently. So, of course, a service leader is one person who can be said as strength of any organization. Of course, SAR role is very important, and means many things in club is on shoulders of SAR. Now, I would like to ask you all one question, right? That have you ever witnessed service leadership where service leadership has changed somebody's life totally? Means a huge impact of service leadership. Mayuri ma'am, would you like to share any event from your life where you have seen that service leadership has had a great impact on somebody's life or some situation?
I think, Aditi, that servants leadership that we really hold very high at Toastmasters helps every one of us, because believe me, the skill that we will learn here is actually needed outside Toastmasters too. So it's not just at Toastmasters that we do it. So be it, in a company where you are leading a team, like Brajesh just now mentioned, there will be members who will not be around, who will not take up the responsibility. But then we step forward. We say it's all right. It's for the larger good of the club, of the organization, of the society. And we step forward, knowing that we will not get back anything in return. But I think that skill and that quality that we develop in ourselves at Toastmasters, it gives us immense happiness and satisfaction both. So we don't really wish for laurels or accolades or recognitions. Although now I'm very happy that District 98 has put one award for the Sergeant at Arms too this year. So this is something that Arti and I will always lament about, because we were Sergeant at Arms for a long time, even Brajesh. We never got any recognition. But I don't think that really mattered so much. We are happy that the role is being recognized now. Now, coming back to some examples, I think, Aditi, if you look around in your own organization as well, there are members who they are leaders actually in our organization, in our family, in our society, in our neighborhood. And when you look at them, you'll realize that it is actually servant leadership. They're not getting paid for it. They're not getting any recognition or any laurels or any praise for it. And that is a quality that goes very deep in any leader. In my own life, I think because I'm more into education and I'm not working, I'm a freelancer, so I don't have any, there's no hierarchy, I'm on my own. So I don't have anybody in my organization per se, but I know that this exists. There are people who have benefited immensely with this one quality of servant leadership.
Great, ma'am. That is, it can create wonders. That is what I also believe. Now, same questions I will be giving this same question to Arti as well. Arti, have you seen a servant leader making a huge impact? Of course, maybe he did not get paid, he did not get any benefit out of it, but actually he changed everything around.
So I'm experiencing this because I usually used to think that I'm just an enthusiastic person and I like to do many things. But as a Toastmaster came in my life and things started to happen, I realized, no, I am doing it because someone is in the help and I want to help those people. So be it in a Toastmaster or be it in my own project, because after lockdown, I realized that we are just extending our hands and helping others. But to tell you the one example, I'll definitely give an example of my mother. She's a teacher and she is taking the responsibilities for most of the people right now. And then just to give an example, one of my teacher, I was a part of a same school, one of my teacher got a heart attack, a minor attack in the school, and he was actually responsible for all the board exams which are happening right now. She did not think, she just said that, okay, I'll do his responsibility. And now for 12 hours, she's going at 8 o'clock in the morning, coming around 7 o'clock back home. And she is not saying that it is hectic, because she knows that it is for the students and it is for the benefit of other people. That's how that servant leadership now I used to see in the Nagpur for the people, but it is in my house also. And I can see it is helping many students and upcoming generations. So yeah, that is, I'll say, kind of eye-opening, and I'm really proud of that thing.
Wow, that is a great story, Arti. There are so many examples of servant leaders around us, and we need to recognize it more maybe. Similarly, I would ask, on similar lines, I would ask Toastmaster Brajesh as well. Toastmaster Brajesh, witnessing any kind of change due to a servant leader, it is often not recognized, right? So, have you ever witnessed any situation where you saw a huge impact being created by a servant leader, but still you thought that recognition was not at par with whatever good happened because of that servant leader?
Okay, so in my life, I would say most of the time, I've got leaders, who put forward me and they just help me to grow in my life. So one of the key learning, I would say that because I work in corporates and I worked in my previous company. So the one thing I learned is that, for service leadership or any organization, that it starts with the trust. So I am kind of a leader, that I create an atmosphere where the people can trust me on everything. And if suppose, we get a lot of tasks in any organization, we get tasks to complete it. So I was the one, who never ever took any, it happens that you get some bonus and all if you perform certain tasks. So being a manager, I was on a managerial position in my last organization, and I was working with I was taking care of around 13 to 14 employees in that office. There were counselors, there were sales people, there were technical team. So I kind of, I used to go to my boss and I used to tell them their work, not me, because this always happens in the corporate that, you get credits which even you do not perform. So I was the one who used to go to, with the report that this is the work he has done, this is the work he has done, because I want them to get the hike and bonus in the salary. So I think, and the same culture, followed for many years, like 4 to 5 years, because I set that culture that where we do not, take each other's credit. If somebody is doing that work, he should get recognized and he should get the credit for it. So I do the same with all the organization. I'm still working in a corporate company, in an IT company, in an ad tech company. I follow the same rule because it happened with me when I was not in that position. I was just employee, and I felt that what happens if you do not, sometimes it's just appreciation. People do not ask for any kind of money or something. Just they need a small, tiny bit of recognition. So I do that.
Yeah. Wow. That is a great story, Brajesh. And I hope that everyone gets managers like you. Life will be so sorted, right? And, even I feel that there are so many people around, right from the person coming to our home to give us newspaper, to give a milkman who is coming in our house, to the person who is coming for cleaning dishes, washing dishes, and cleaning our house, to even our parents. We generally don't say, we generally don't appreciate these people. We take everything for granted, but actually without them, I think that nothing is possible. So actual change makers, I think that servant leaders are actual change makers, and they are the ones who require always recognition should be given to them. So certainly that was my biggest learning, and that is why I wanted to do a session with you all and get your viewpoint on servant leadership. It was great to have it was a great session with you all. I got to learn a lot. I got to hear great stories from all three of you. And of course, these stories inspire me. And of course, I will be doing better in my Toastmasters club as well, and as a service leader as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Aditi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Aditi.